Assalamu alaikum, dear scholars. Today we are going to have a look upon the poem Miracles that's written by Walt Whitman. Now, Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist, journalist, and humanist born in May 31st, 1819, and died in March 26th, 1892. He is one of the influential poets of the American literature and often called as the father of the free verse, जिसको आप उर्दू में आज़ाद नज़म कहते हैं, where in which you are not supposed to follow certain strict rules of writing ghazals or poetry. And his one of the famous book, Leaves of Grass, has been a great success for the Walt Whitman in his life. Now, our current poem, Miracles, uh, we see, for centuries, actually, people have had, differing opinions about miracles. Now, before actually telling you briefly about the miracles, now, what does miracle mean actually? Now, miracle, Oxford Dictionary explains miracle as an act or event that does not follow the laws of nature and is believed to be caused by God. For example, the miracle of rising, from the grave. So that's a miracle is something that doesn't actually follow. That can happen anytime, okay? And for example, the current situation, we can say the floods, the earthquakes, right? The dead rising from their graves, each and everything, okay? These are all actually miracles, and it's always believed that every miracle is caused by the God. This is the literal meaning actually of the miracle. But when we when we read the poem Miracle by Walt Whitman, it has a different overview, it has a different sense, it has a different meaning. For example, we see, as I was telling you, that that for centuries actually, people have had, differing opinions about miracles. Have any miracles ever really happened? These were the questions being asked actually. And or is everything at the mercy of chance? Or they believe, is everything happening because of the chance? Somebody being born, somebody being dead, everything actually. These were the questions, and they're still being asked actually. What's this all about in the world? Why this world? What's this world about? These are all questions still being asked by the philosophers, by the writers, okay, by the scientists. Now, across all cultures, peoples, and time, periods, there have been stories of miracles. Now we see in every culture, in every religion, there are certain fables and the miracle, that stories about miracles and all that, in every culture. For example, in our Kashmiri literature, we too have certain miracles, and there have been many stories of miracles. In, for example, if we talk about the the Israeli culture, sorry, huh? Right now, actually, everybody is, every whatever is going through, it's because of the Israel. That's why I don't have the best example other than this Israeli thing. Now, in the Israeli culture alone, for example, there are stories of Moses. The Moses actually, they have their, the miracle, stories of miracle. They have the story of the Moses, calling down plague. For example, whatever is happening right now, plague means a destruction, kind of a devastation, and they had a belief that there is a coming of, the Moses, and he will be calling down a plague upon Egypt and parting the Red Sea, to lead the people to freedom. And many stories like this are told across cultures. And then there is another story, the miracles of Jesus. which spearheaded the movement of Christianity, another miracle from the sect of Christians actually across the world. They say "Okay, today it is difficult to know whether or not miracles have ever really happened. Now all these answers, all these questions actually are being answered through this poem, but in a different of course in a different way. And Whitman's poems and miracles, seems to be in response, to this very question: is there any such thing as a miracle? Is there any such thing as a miracle? Now this could be assumed as the answer to this question that is written by Whitman. While many people would look, for miracles, healing or resurrection from the dead or some other such dramatic miraculous proof, now Walt Whitman, on the other hand, reveals through his poem that he believes in miracles, not because he has experienced a blind man given sight. Now look, he has a different overview for the miracle. He says, "Ki, I do believe in miracles, but not for me. This is not a miracle that the blind man has been given the sight, that the dead person has been resurrected, or has been risen from the grave. For me, these are not miracles. Rather, for me, or the dead person raised to life, but because he has experienced the very things that most very every other person experience on daily basis. He says life itself is a miracle. Now, my talking is itself a miracle. My seeing is itself a miracle. My smelling things is itself a miracle. This world is full of miracles. The trees standing upright is itself a miracle for Walt Whitman. And he says, every other thing on the earth, on this planet, about this planet, in this entire cosmos, stars are the miracles, sun is a miracle, moon is a miracle, we human beings actually are miracles. And he says ki most people would never recognize these things as miracle, but Walt Whitman does. He says ki most of the people on the earth, living on the earth, on this planet, they don't accept these as miracle. They say ki as if this is just what it is all about. What it is there, but this is not a miracle. For them, the miracle is something different that happens by the luck. Okay, that happens so uncertainly. But for Walt Whitman, he says every other thing existing on this planet, above this planet, okay, whatever you could see around you, whatever you could hear, whatever you could speak, whatever you could listen, all these things are miracles for Walt Whitman. Okay, now this was a brief summary about the Walt Whitman. Tomorrow we'll be analyzing the poem as much as we could. Till then, goodbye. I hope you understand me. And still, moreover, if you have any confusion, doubts, you can still please send me a personal message on my WhatsApp. Okay, thank you.